Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to what I think will be the second to last episode of the Chelsea Road to Glory for FIFA 22. At the time of this recording, the web app is just about to come out, and with all the hype that FIFA 23 has had, which I feel like has been very minimal, I'm very excited to start on the web app very, very soon. It'll probably be once I finish the final episode. I will be doing a final episode that will be essentially a goodbye. Maybe I will have a little compilation of the players and their real life counterparts and whatnot. Just to be a little bit, bring a little bit back of the traditional stuff that I used to do with this series. Especially during this year, I didn't get to do much of it. Because it was just a lot, and content had to be, motivational. And with the fact that Chelsea were going through a lot of stuff in real life, it was very hard. And, I didn't want to use any of the footage that was happening because some of the games that were happening were very depressing. And I just didn't want to, think about the results and whatnot and everything that happened. So, I kept it as is. Obviously, we did win some stuff in the early beginning of the season, prior to the season that we are currently just starting. But that was so rapid, so together, and then it kind of just fell off from there. But it is what it is. But in terms of the road to glory, that kind of was like the one thing that kept me from uploading more content, I would say. I mean, in comparison to the previous Chelsea Road to Glory, where we recorded, I think, like 30 episodes or something. This FIFA's Road to Glory is probably gonna end on like 27 or something like that. I don't remember I can't remember the name of the number of the episodes that we're on, but we are on a pretty long journey, I would say. It's been a long while. It's been a good while, and my only regret is that I didn't record more, because there was a couple of things that I did get to do off screen that I never got to record because it just didn't feel necessary at the time. But for the next FIFA, I definitely will do a little bit more of displaying, stuff that I did. And one of those major things that I did was the web app. The web app during FIFA 22, I used it a lot to get a lot of coins to get our team set up. And I think you guys never actually got to see that. You just got to see what we did on console. So I will be trying to set up the best that I can to record the web app and record my voice, so that you get to experience the things that I get to experience in the web app and things like that, and see how my team gets going. And if we can get a little bit of a head start, because I still don't own FIFA 23. I will be working on figuring that out for the next Road to Glory. And obviously, when I get my hands on it, there will be a push of a lot of content. Especially if I don't start when everybody else starts, because then it'll be a lot more wait time for me and for you guys, and I don't want to cause a huge pause between the start of FIFA and when you guys get to see content from me. Obviously, the web app being out today, on Wednesday. I assume it'll be out today. That's what people are saying. It'll be out. The game doesn't officially launch until the 27th, so I assume I have from today until the 27th as guaranteed days that I can use the web app. So probably I'll record, a couple hours of whatever I want to do on the web app. And then, the day after, we'll do some more, and then we'll do some more, and we'll get like maybe 6 episodes in together. Hopefully, it all really depends on what I want to do, because for the web app, I feel like I could definitely record for like 2 hours straight and just upload that. But obviously I don't want the videos to be super duper long, and this video is already really long, which I don't like. But the grind for Kante is exhausting, and just to demonstrate to you guys the amount of time you see on your screen, which should be around 20 minutes or so, is just purely opening 85 times 10s and opening Shapeshifter packs, player picks I should say, in the hopes of packing Kante. And it's very frustrating when some of the Shapeshifter picks contain 98 rated cards, because obviously, as we all know, Kante is 98 rated and French, and the amount of 98 rated French players that I saw from the Shapeshifter picks is enough to make me cry, because it's always been Franck Ribéry. It's never been Kante, and I really hope it is Kante, because I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 days left. My footage folder file name said there was 2 days and 19 hours left, so I assume today at the time of recording there's 1 day and 19 hours left, more or less. So there's still time to get Kante. However, if we don't get Kante, I don't know what I'll do. I've already missed out on a lot of icon moments that I don't have. Frank Lampard, I've been searching every day, and he's just extinct now on Xbox, and I'm kind of really sad, because right now we're actually on a good chunk of change. We have like 600k, and we're using that 600k to just fund the Shapeshifter picks. When I run out of cards in the club, I just go on the market, buy whatever, stick it in there, and it just works, because the specials are so high rated, and the cards that I need are just like chemistry wise. So their rating kind of doesn't matter, and having a lot of coins disposable right now is both a good and a bad thing. Kante is like 1.5 million, which is very surprising, I would say, but it also doesn't surprise me, because I think he was like 3 mil at some point. And right now most people are kind of done with the game. They're kind of just over it. They're not really opening packs as much as we are, which is scary. But at the same time, the market is still a little bit active for us, so we do have some leeway in terms of what we can buy on the market whenever we need something. And here we actually packed Kevin De Bruyne. This is our first time we have packed the team of the season version. Obviously, the other KDB that we have packed was his gold, but that was a long time ago. And this time we got his team of the season, which unfortunately we don't show it in this video. But our KDB that we did buy for like 200k, rest in peace those coins, had like 200 games or so. So we did replace him with our new untradable version, first owner, all that stuff. Those kinds of things you probably won't see during the final episode, just because we replaced them, especially with cards like Oscar. I think Courtois might have been changed as well. I know we changed Eden Hazard's card to a first owner and all that stuff. And yeah, when we look back on this in a couple years, I may or may not be confused on why I don't have any games with, or not too many games with a lot of the cards that I know I played with. So just to give y'all a heads up, give myself a heads up a little bit. We replaced a lot of the cards. Some of the cards obviously we couldn't replace, like Jorginho. We never got we never bought him, so we never had to change him. All we did was essentially change the well, technically we did buy him recently for minimum discard, which I'm still trying to get rid of the Donnarumma that I have, because I think I have like 2 Donnarummas right now. Although one of them might have sold at some point during all of this recording. But back to Jorginho, we did buy one of them, and then we packed Jorginho, and then we swapped them, and then we packed Jorginho again. and then we just swapped them just so we can put them into an SBC. But Oscar and Courtois, like you see on your screen, is those two guys have been in my packs the most. I'm kind of freaked out about it, because I removed them from the squad just so I don't have to deal with EA shenanigans, because for some reason, you replacing a player like that in your squad just messes it up and causes errors for whatever reason. So I just get rid of them from the squad and put them back in whenever everything is finished, which is a hassle, but I can't really do anything about it. But yeah, Oscar and Courtois, probably the two most common team of the seasons that I've packed over the course of I don't know how many days. But yeah, here is the first batch of 7 that I completed straight of Shapeshifter picks, instead of like the way I did these grinds was initially it was do 85 times 10 until we got dupes to where it was like 9 or 10 players, and then from that point put them into the Shapeshifters, open more 85 times 10, and then do it like that. And after a while that was pretty okay to do. However, at some point I got really tired of having so many duplicates, so what I did was just I emptied the club of special cards. I went down to the absolute last special card that I had that I didn't have any attachment to. So like I would use Lewandowski, I would use Kimmich. They were 97s. There was times that I used Franck Ribéry because he was 98, and I was like, you know what, I'm more likely to get him back from the Shapeshifter pick than I am from any other card in there. Cristiano Ronaldo is still in the club, which I don't know if we've already passed that footage or not, because I've just been rambling on about all the stuff that's happened. But the Ronaldo is still in the club. Obviously, we don't use any of our SBC cards. Messi is still in the club, which we want to save, obviously, because he was one of the first ones to watch that I've packed in a while. I don't remember packing any ones to watch in previous FIFAs, and for it to be Messi in the fashion that it was, I would rather keep him there than get rid of him so easily. And so I emptied the club. I did 7 Shapeshifter packs, and then after that I would open up some more 85 times 10. And the upside of doing 7 is that you get 7 packs of just gold players, and then 7 packs of 6 gold, 6 silver, and I think 4 bronze or something like that. There's 2 packs in the Shapeshifter picks, and you basically get 14 total, which is very nice to put back into the club, which are these small gold packs that you see on your screen. Small gold player packs that you see on your screen. Which is where I made most of my coins for a bit. You get a tradable Donnarumma here and there. You get a tradable Jorginho. You get a tradable Luis Suarez, etc., etc. You get a couple tradable stuff. I've got an Oscar here. Like I said, Oscar is like one of the most common that I've packed. I've sold them, I think, like maybe 3 or 4 times at this point, which is a little sad because a lot of the team of the seasons are basically just 11k, which I'm not too fond of. But at the same time, we're at the end of the FIFA. Prices kind of don't really matter. And plus, it's not like I'm really broke to where I need to save my coins. Right now I'm in a point where like I want to spend my coins so I can pack Conte, and not being able to get them from the Shapeshifter picks is kind of disappointing, because the amount of Shapeshifter picks we did, I feel like may or may not be enough. I feel like it's enough, especially with all the packs we opened. I don't know what else I have to do to to get Conte. I want to get Conte. He's the last card. I really need to pack him, and it just doesn't. He just doesn't show up, and I don't know. I don't know why it happens. But we have to persevere because there's only 2 days left, and this is a lot to grind out. This is a lot to record and put together, stitch together, etc., etc. And when you try to show off your results and your results aren't coming up, it's kind of difficult to really get something to show. I think for the last episode, what I want to do is make a little montage of the players that we have in our club, meaning more so like the starting 11 and then maybe into the bench and to the reserves, and then show a little bit of some of the goals that we can score, because we're in div 3 or 2 right now, and it's very tough because most of the teams obviously at this point are nothing but 98s, 97s, 96 rated cards with the 95s here or there. Like Courtois, I know he's a prime 95 example because he links to Rudiger, links to the 98 Koundé, I think, and then stuff like that. So it's very difficult to break teams down. A lot of the goals I score are... sometimes they have to be unorthodox. Sometimes they are very simple because, the team that I play against kind of has weird AI sometimes. And, I can basically do whatever I want. Sometimes there's a lot of luck in favor of my cards and whatnot. And, it's just a giant old circus, It's just a giant circus. Sometimes things look good. Sometimes things look horrible. I really just don't care at this point in terms of the gameplay. I go in, I score goals. I go out with a win or I go out with a draw. If I lose, it's kind of like whatever. The other guy's team is way better than mine. I know I have some good cards. I know there are some in there. Juan Cuadrado, he's been pretty good. Rudiger's obviously fantastic. Koulibaly is fantastic. Cucurella is letting me down, but he's only letting me down because he's short. He's very fast. He's as fast as any of the back line. Courtois has been phenomenal. There's a couple saves that he should be doing, but I just let it slide because there's a lot of goals that I score that are kind of BS and don't deserve to go in. So I let Courtois save slide a bit. And in terms of Jorginho's been pretty good. I like his passing. He maintains the pace better of the game than Essien does. Essien at times feels very clunky and very chunky and kind of loses the ball a lot more than Jorginho does. I've had times where Jorginho loses the ball, but he's way better at reacting to distributing. And obviously, KDB and Gullit are my two favorite center mids, box to box, etc., etc. KDB is more of a stay back in the formation just because I want to use Gullit as an attacking center mid and keep KDB as a defensive center mid, especially with the fact that KDB's got crazy shooting and whatnot. I'd rather him be able to play some more defense than offense. Obviously, I can control KDB regardless and make him push up the field if I want to, but I want his stationary location to be a little bit more defensive. And then in terms of the attack, I think I've already stated this in my previous video regarding Sterling. Sterling is very weak in comparison to Eden Hazard. Hazard just has something. I don't know if it's aura. I don't know if his strength is just better and his aggression is better, but he doesn't get shrugged off the ball that easily. He does get it. He does get the ball off him a couple times, but I feel like that's more because I mess up a lot, especially with Hazard and Sterling. But I can definitely feel the lack of strength within Sterling. I think his model is also very thin in comparison to Hazard, and maybe his run style affects him a bit when it comes to Sterling, but I have no idea if that is even true. And then with my strikers, Drogba and Torres have been great. And then I added in Salah into the strike position, and he's just way better than Drogba and Fernando Torres. Both Torres and Drogba are lacking in reactions and all that stuff, which is kind of the letdown at this point in the game. But for Drogba, I'll let anything slide because it's Drogba. I love him more than Torres, but when I use Torres and Drogba together, they were a fantastic partnership. But Salah is just a little bit faster, a little bit different, better reactions, better composure, all that good stuff. So I like to use that. And yeah, that's the main 11 that I've used. You will get to see some goals hopefully in the last episode. But ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of this episode. There's been a lot of packs open, a lot of Shapeshifter picks opened. This is about as endless content as you can probably get. This would be crazy if we got this during the middle of FIFA, but we're about to move on to a new FIFA, and we gotta say goodbye to this one, even if we don't get Conte, which will probably be very sad. But with that being said, I can't thank you guys enough. I've seen the views spike in my last 2 videos, and I really appreciate that. I enjoy talking to you guys about the road to glory and stuff like that. I think in the next episode I will talk a little bit more about what I want to see for FIFA 23 and potentially the football game that we get for 24. I don't know how that's all going to roll out. Obviously, we're going to be in FIFA 23 for a good while, and we'll get some news on what the next game installment will be. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in another FIFA video very soon. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see y'all. Peace.